Thank you, Alethea. We begin the Monday's edition of the regional news with news coming out of Suriname. Thousands of Surinamis gathered on Independence Square in Paramaribo on Friday to protest against the government. The demonstration, which was initially calm and organized, became increasingly aggressive and degenerated into the storming of the Parliament building. As a result, the police used tear gas and fired warning shots. Reports are that dozens of people were involved and invaded the National Assembly. Elsewhere in the city, gas stations and stores were looted. The protesters were angry about Santoki's policies and the economic crisis in Suriname. Inflation there remains above 54%, and the country has a high national debt. Earlier this week, the country's smallest ruling party left the ruling coalition out of discontent. Afterwards, the downtown area of the Suriname's capital, Paramaribo, was closed on Friday evening on the orders of the police. Suriname's President Chandrika Santoki warned of incidents in various neighborhoods and districts in a televised speech Friday night and said the army and police had been called in to combat them. President Santoki strongly condemned these incidents and said he is doing everything in his power to protect the rule of law and democratic institutions. He has formed a special task force to help find the rioters. At least 50 people have been arrested and 20 others have been injured after the riots. Over in Brazil, heavy rains in coastal areas of Brazil's southeast have caused flooding and landslides that killed 36 people and displaced hundreds of others, according to a statement from São Paulo state authorities on Sunday. Rescue workers continue to look for victims, reconnect isolated communities and clear roads, some of which remain blocked, trapping an underdetermined number of tourists who traveled for Brazil's carnival celebrations. Weather forecasts show heavy rains will continue in São Paulo's coastal area, challenging civil defense and fire department rescue teams and raising the prospect of a higher death toll. The federal government determined the mobilization of several ministries to assist victims, restore infrastructure, and start reconstruction work. São Paulo state declared a 180-day state of calamity for 6 cities after what experts described as an unprecedented extreme weather event. On Monday, São Paulo government was expected to meet federal officials as they coordinate the response to the tragedy. Operations at the Port of Santos, Latin America's largest, were interrupted amid heavy wind. President Luiz da Silva, who was spending Carnival in Bahia State in Brazil's northeast, is set to visit the main affected areas on Monday. And to close tonight's regional news. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter has decided to receive hospice care and spend his remaining time at home with his family instead of additional medical intervention, the Carter Center said on Sunday. Carter, 98, who has lived longer after leaving the White House than any former president in U.S. history, was a Democrat who served from January 1977 to January 1981. He was the full support of his family and his medical team. The Carter family asked for privacy during this time and is grateful for the concern shown by his many admirers, the Carter Center said in a statement. In recent years, the Georgian native suffered from several health issues, including melanoma that spread to his liver and brain, although he had responded well to treatment he received. And that's a wrap of tonight's regional news. I am Joel Vo. Thanks for watching, and back to Alethea.